Drop it!
When you tune in to KBLA Talk 1580, we want you to know what you're downloading.
Now, you listen to me, and you listen to me closely.
In a recent African-American media issue survey conducted by the Public Opinion Research and Public Policy Consulting firm Eviderus, KBLA Talk 1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airway. And beyond. Check it out. We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes? Financial infidelity? I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is going to be crazy.
How about the heavy snack?
The child wasn't his, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
Inside, they don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you rate women so well?
Zoe Williams.
Reason and accountability.
The voice of reason.
So wonderful, being near you, so that I'm living for. You've shown me more kindness in little ways than I've ever known in all my days. Tell me we'll stay together, let me love you forever. 'Cause you're a wonderful one, you're a wonderful one. There is a red quality. Your love, baby.
Yeah. What up, what up, what up? The voice of reason back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580 here in Leimert Park. Man, Marvin Gaye, you're a wonderful one. Great record from a legend, man. You already know my playlist is my co-host. And I'm going to tell you, man, being there for a child is a good thing. Especially if you are self-integrated. When I say self-integrated, I'm talking about thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. When you are aligned with the truth of who you are, you can participate in a healthy relationship. You won't come in leading with an iron fist. Now, you got a lot of people out there who say you got to come in with an iron fist. You got to set the tone or the kids will disrespect you. You got a lot of people who say, you know, you got to come in when the kid is young. Because if you come in and the kid is too old, then the kid won't take to you. Well, that's a possibility, right? But here's my question. How many men come in fully integrated, self-aware, self-realized, self-actualized, healed from anything that they have modeled or gone through? How many men come into the situation like that? Now, there's going to be a lot of men that say, oh, Zoe is... He always choosing the woman's side. What I'm trying to tell you is toxic people attract each other. Do you understand? Toxic people like toxicity. You've heard the statement, misery loves company. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is, healthy, healed, whole, self-realized men do not attract broken situations that require them to come in and be fix-a-family. Whole men don't do that. Do you understand? A congruent man, a self-congruent man will walk into a situation and go, hey, things are ajar. The first time I heard that word was in, I think it was a 1983 Maxima. Your door is ajar. My basketball coach was taking me to a game, and the door was open. He said, the door is ajar. See, spiritually, you'll know when something is off. But do you know how many desperate men are out there? You know how many dysfunctional men are out there? And they find desperate and dysfunctional women in situations. And they're attracted to each other. Nobody's having that real conversation. Let's get back to Fred. Fred, I hope you got it together.
Okay. All right. So anyway, Fred's a super magnet to drama, I guess I am. Okay. So anyway, so the oldest boy, the only boy, dropped out at 14 out of the 9th grade, like I said, to become an assistant drug dealer. Okay. So we had stolen goods in his closet, hoverboards, PlayStation 4s, all these things. And every time we asked them, where you get it from? Oh, I'm just holding it for somebody. They can't keep it in their house. I told him, man, if you don't get that up out of here, and don't you never bring nothing back in here unless you got a receipt. Because his mom used to buy him $800 computer equipment, clothing, everything. She treated that boy like a king. Okay? I ain't have no problem about it. I mean, that's your child. But there were some things that I told him, keep your room clean. Don't bring no girls in this house. Don't bring no drugs in this house. And you come in this house at a decent time. If you're going to hang out, just make sure you be home by 11 o'clock.
But Fred, didn't you say he had some other stuff in the house? Some what else did you say he brought into the house?
Jewelry, designer clothes, anything that, anything that a crackhead will pawn to get some dope. But it wasn't crack. It was Oxycontin and meth.
Wow.
Because these white folks.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow. Fred, I swear to God, man, I done carried you
but
over.
The mom was a beautiful person, man. She worked for the IRS. She making government money. That's how we was able to get the house. Okay. Man, she was a beautiful person, man. She was like, well, why is me? I said, baby, come with me to church. Because you need to come to church. We need to get rid of some of these demons. I told you, I believe in them demons now.
I know you do.
When I see demons.
Hey, Fred, thank you, man, for calling in, man. I carried you
Fred,
I done carried you for 3 segments now. I appreciate it, man, but I got to move forward, brother. I got to move forward. Jesus. Fred, Lord have mercy. When we come forward, I'm going to talk to Sean and Dawn from New York. When we come forward, we still got a lot to talk about. My goodness, Fred.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a happy holiday and wants to bless you with one night only. A Wonder Winter's Night presented by Stevie Wonder's House Full of Toys benefits concert. Saturday, December 17th at Microsoft Theater. Download the KBLA Talk 1580.com mobile app to enter to win a pair of tickets. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know it pays to drive electric? With government rebates, you'll save thousands on the purchase of a new or used EV. And the more you drive, the more you'll save, both on fuel and maintenance, far in savings today. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
California has millions of homes that could be damaged in a strong earthquake, and earthquakes are inevitable in the Golden State. An older home is especially vulnerable to earthquake damage, so you may need to take steps to strengthen it and help reduce the chance of damage. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com to learn about better protecting your home from earthquake damage. The work may cost less than you think and can often be completed in a few days. You've worked hard to get a home. Now's the time to protect it. Get prepared today so you can worry less tomorrow. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call me your MVP.
Norwalk Courthouse. They are this week's KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. The Los Angeles Norwalk Courthouse, and part of the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles. Congratulations.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The great Stevie Wonder. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. We're talking about step parenting. We're trying to understand what makes a good stepfather. We got callers on the line. They want to talk about it. Sean from Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, Brother Zoda, isn't she lovely? I love that song. You know, I have been very fortunate, and you brought up this topic, and, you know, it almost feels like a setup because the big Aristotle, Shaq Diesel, you know, having his stepdad be a sergeant. Well, my dad, 3 boys before the age of 21. None of them were me. And then met my mom. My dad was a really good guy, but he just wasn't one of those guys that needed to be married, okay? But we were good friends until he passed. And but my mom moved on when she wasn't putting up with that, you know, philandering, you know, being with other women. And and my life turned out really good. But my point here is that, my mom remarried. And when she remarried someone she knew from a long time before. He actually was a sergeant in the Army in the Korean War. And, he was very strict. But here's the deal. He didn't do anything ridiculous with me. He was so nice to me, brother. He was so nice to me. I mean, I learned how he built engines. He was a construction. He was a big-time general contractor, so he built lots of houses. Very smart guy. He built dragster engines. He did all kinds of. He taught me how to work on a car, all that kind of stuff. But if he said, hey, I need you to clean up the dog mess, out there, because we had dogs, we had animals, we had stuff. And I didn't do it. I didn't open up Christmas presents until I did that. That's a true story. It was like, he told me, he said, hey, clean up that dog stuff, all right? And then if you don't, though, you're going to clean it up tomorrow. And he didn't kid around. I mean, everything he asked me to do was reasonable. It was just that he did not accept any kind of, me just saying, no, I don't care what you're saying. You know what I mean?
No, and you had to listen. You had to listen, and then you had to execute on what he told you.
That's right. And he never swung on me, never did any physical violence, nothing like that. It was just like, I didn't want to get to that point. I respected it. And so the times that I screwed up, which I did, I just had to do what he told me to do. So I cleaned up the dog mess on Christmas morning, and then I went about my way and opened up Christmas presents. And it was like nothing had even happened. He was actually very proud of me. He was like, hey, all right, you lived up to it, boom. And so I think when you are in a situation, my only, whatever thing is that you do have huge influence on a young person when you are the stepfather. So make sure that, you're cognizant it's not, my way or the highway. It's my way because I'm trying to, guide you in towards the future.
No, that makes sense.
And that's all I got to say.
No, Sean, that makes sense. It's my way because I'm an advocate of you.
Absolutely.
I understand what you're saying, and even in my way, right? I can take suggestions from you, but in order to protect you, guess what? It's going to have to be my way until I feel like you can do it yourself.
You're right on, brother. And I'll tell you what, I love him as much as my uncle, who was a father figure. My dad was like a friend to me, and I love him, and rest in peace. But I have to tell you, these people that were able to do that, and you know what? Here's the last thing I want to say about this. It's not very comfortable for any adult to have to set these kind of limits down. That's all we're doing. We're setting limits. And I do it with my daughter. I've done it with my son. And it's not fun. But that's what parents do. That's what step-parents do. That's whoever the primary caregivers, whoever is taking care of the kids do. It's not fun, but it really does help the kids move into the future with a strong background.
Nice. Nice. I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you so much for the insight.
Thanks, brother.
You brought Oakland, California in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it cracking. Don from New York, get in here. Don.
Hey, hello.
What up? How you doing, Don? Welcome to the show. What are your thoughts?
Stepfathers are very important. If you get the opportunity, if that's, the situation that you're in. It's very important. And I think, It depends. I would have to say because I had a father, my stepfather wasn't like the layer down of laws like that, but just having the type of stepfather that I had that was he was very just an open person and willing to like teach.
And this was your stepfather?
Yeah.
And he was open with you and he shared with you. This is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, he shared his craft, which is, that's really special.
How did he differ from your biological father in his approach with dealing with you?
Wow. It's two different things. Like my father was more focused on how I thought, like how I formulate thoughts. Like how you take in information, how are you receiving information. Like, this is what's being said to you. Do you think that that's all that's happening? Okay. Learning how to have your own thoughts.
How to think and process and evaluate.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that, though. It
Yeah.
seems like you were blessed to have your father and a stepfather to give you another perspective from what your father was giving you. And it's not like you're creating a hierarchy, one is over the other. You were taking in from both streams.
Absolutely. I mean, my uncle, I looked in the same way. My uncle taught me things that my father nor my stepfather could teach me. There were things that my uncle showed me that were like, your father can't show you this. If he shows you this, he'd look like a bad man. So I'm going to show you this. You see? Don't let this happen to you. Let's go.
And what were some of the things that your stepfather shared with you?
Oh, his craft, which was, he was an engineer.
He was an engineer.
And that was always,
I like it. I love it. I love it. Do you know what, Dawn? You really made my day tonight. Or my night. You made my night tonight. You know why? Because you gave us a unique perspective. Your father taught you how to think. Would you say your stepfather showed you a craft that you could apply what your father taught you to? Because, engineering is a thinking man's craft. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Dawn, you won. I know your relationships are probably not that traumatic. With all of the male influence you had, would you say you've had some troubles, or do you think I'm wrong here? Talk to me.
I know I've experienced life, but no, just my relationships with men, as far as how I look at them and interact with men, no. Like the trauma of like, oh no.
See,
life.
You've seen some things. You've had some good male archetypes in the building that shared with you, and you can see things coming before they hit, right?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Dawn. Keep winning.
I mean, yes, there are, and it's like I said, and those things did allow me, even when just coming into adulthood. These are men who have different goals. Their goal is to get it. But sometimes you have to kind of, so if you don't have that initial good look, I don't know. I don't know.
I love it, Dawn. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate your call. Thank you for bringing New York in the building. Much love to you. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Dawn from Atlanta, get in here and talk to me. What up? Dawn, you there?
Yeah.
Talk to me, man.
Yo, I got everything going on. I got you on the TV, on 2 cell phones, everything.
Oh man, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Talk to me about tonight's topic, man.
Yeah, so I've met a woman, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before, but it was like, yo, I raised.
Don, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you said you met a woman and you raised what?
Yeah, he was 5, and then it was like everything was good. You know what I mean? We had a little off and on, but I raised him real good. He called me Pops.
He called you Pops?
Right, yeah. I was like, you don't have to call me.
Let me ask you this. Did you know his biological father? Did you ever meet with him? Did you know him?
Yes, I did.
So what was was there a disconnect between him and his biological son? Was he cool with you? Talk to us about that process, that relationship.
Well, the process was whatever happened between his father and me. It was like that whole situation where he told me that I was going to run into this dead end. And so it was like, no, so it was like, fine. He was able to move from Florida. I moved him from Florida to Georgia. And then it was like, okay, everything was good. And then it was like, so the whole roller coaster was good. When he turned 18, then he was like, F me. What? I'm not his father. I can't tell him no more what to do. So it was like that process of being a stepfather to him. I did everything he wanted, all the pair of Jordans or whatever he wanted, cut the grass, anything. And it was like when he was like 15 to 16, it was like not doing it. But mama is saying still do it.
No, Mom. No. When the kid gets to a certain age and he wants to express his disrespect for a stepfather who has done nothing but support him, Mom should not intercede and be like, continue to support him despite that. You not my dad, da-da-da. No, that's not what's supposed to happen. Now,
right.
Now, I will say this. When he does express that, or when children do express that, you just let them go. You just let them go. That's it.
I did.
Now,
I did.
And then here's the flip piece. Because you know how children are. They'll run somewhere thinking, oh, this is the grass is greener. Let me go to my dad now. Right? But then when they go over there and get that lesson, right? When they get caught up on game about who their dad is and what created the separation between them in the first place, then they got to come back. And when they come back, you don't get to fall back into your original position. You have to acknowledge what you did when you left. You have to make amends. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Hey, hold tight, because I still want to talk to you. Just hold tight, Don. Don from Atlanta is on the phone cooking, talking about his stepdad experience, and it's a doozy. When we come forward, you know the Zoe Williams Voice of Reason show has a lot to talk about.
It's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from a Black Information Network. A bill ensuring federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages is now the law of the land. President Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act during a ceremony at the White House. WNBA star Brittany Griner is said to be doing well as she recovers at a Texas military hospital after being released from Russian custody. Appearing on ABC's this week, the White House's John Kirby described Griner as being in very good spirits and in good health. In the Big Apple, a northern entrance to Manhattan's Central Park will be named for the group known as the Central Park Five. The gate of the exonerated is what's inscribed at the entrance, named for the 5 black men who spent years in prison as teens after being wrongfully convicted in the assault and rape of a jogger in 1989. The world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, has seen nearly $2 billion in withdrawals in the last 24 hours. And that is the latest network and BINnews.com.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent you want to go to Fix Auto.
Drop it! When you tune in to KBLA Talk 1580, we want you to know what you're downloading.
Now, you listen to me, and you listen to me closely.
In a recent African American media issue survey conducted by the public opinion research and public policy consulting firm Eviderus, KBLA Talk 1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airways for Black Los Angeles and beyond. Check it out. We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know that LA Wi-Fi at all 85 library locations? That's right, free Wi-Fi. Now they also offer free Wi-Fi in parking lots at participating locations. Visit a participating LA County library location, park in a library parking spot, bring your own device, connect to the Wi-Fi, and you're ready to connect with your friends and family, do some online shopping, browse your social media accounts, answer emails, do your homework, and so much more. You won't need a library card to connect, but you can sign up for one while you're there and get access to free books, ebooks, music, movies, and more. For additional information, log on to lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi, lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi, that's lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi.
The Institute for Diversity Certification is all about the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192, or visit diversitycertification.org. As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals, credentials, diversitycertification.org will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org, the standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. Low cost to no cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
Where can you wrap up your holiday shopping and unwrap the holiday spirit? Lowe's, actually. Explore the wonder of Winterfest at Lowe's. Find unbeatable deals on unbeatable gifts like the latest tech. A Google Nest Smart Thermostat was $29.99, now $89.99. Or save $100 on a Blackstone 30-inch flat-top grill, now $299. Celebrate the season and check off all of your holiday shopping at Lowe's. Offer valid to 12/24 while supplies last.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Isn't this what every child wants?
Be afraid.
Somebody to stand by them?
Be afraid. Just as long.
Somebody said, why are we shaming men that don't want to be stepfathers? I don't know how you extrapolated that from this discussion. This is not a blame discussion. What I'm here to tell you is relationships don't work unless you work on yourself. What I'm here to say is having all of these relationship standards and principles and ideas serve as a buffer. We can say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to act. This is how I'm supposed to engage based on the role, right? As a stepfather, you're supposed to do this, right? As a father, you're supposed to do this. As a husband, you're supposed to do this. As a wife, you're supposed to do this. Again, these are the frameworks, right? The framing, the societal framing of how you engage and interact. None of that stuff works if you're internally broken. None of it works. None of it matters. A lot of people hide behind that. So we're talking about being a stepfather, right? Stepfather steps and he fills the gap, right? You marry a woman. The legal term, right? Right? What is the legal definition of a step-parent? Step-parenting now seems to encompass more situations than ever before. But the legal definition of a step-parent is very specific. Stepmother, a woman who is married to one's father after the divorce of one's parent or the death of one's mother. Stepfather, a man who is married to one's mother after the divorce of one's parent or the death of one's father. That is what it is, right? What does the word step mean? Well, it comes from the Greek. Old English via German, Old English via the German language. The word step comes from the German word stiap, which meant orphan. So the term step-parent is only by association, which evolved in modern times due to the increase in divorce. Stiap, Old English. Stiap. S-T-E-O-P, stiap, with connotations of loss, in combination like stepchild, orphan, related to begrave, to deprive. That's what it means. Bereft. That's what step means. The bottom line is, children need mentorship. They need guidance, right? They need love. They need support. They need understanding. They need to be heard. Ask yourself a question. If you can't listen to yourself, you can have a biological parent that's toxic. A stepfather might be perfect. If your biological is toxic, sometimes that happens in life where it'll be an uncle, it might be a grandfather. They tend to kind of counterbalance what we got or what we don't have. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone line. Don from Atlanta, please finish your thought. And then I'm going to go to Kim from Huntington Beach.
Yeah, you said a lot just then, and it's like it's a stepmother, a stepfather, and it's, as you're saying, it's like the passing away, and that's the way that definition of the German term. That's the way it's supposed to be, but it's like no. I mean, it got a little twisted, and then the respect of a male coming into a female's life and helping with kids, and it's like, where does that toxic from the kid? It comes from the mother. If it was vice versa, it comes from the father, and just trying to see what's really happening in these kids' lives, and it's like they don't understand. Hey, I had a grandfather, my grandmother, and she was married. She's on her fourth marriage. She's in her 80s on her fourth marriage, and my uncles and aunties, and my mother included, and they done had plenty of stepfathers. But the men just somehow pass away, and she just keep on moving on.
No, I got you, brother. Hey, man, let me just say, man, I appreciate you for calling in, hanging on the line, and sharing your insights, brother. Thank you so much, man. And I'm going to say this, man. You did right by that boy. You did right by that boy. And don't worry about getting paid back. Man, so many people get into relationships hoping to get something back from what they give. Don't worry about that. Trust me, man.
No.
That is a gift to the universe. You did right by that boy. And guess what? Something good's going to come of it, and I appreciate you for sharing with us, brother. Thank you. Don brought Atlanta into the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Tim, Huntington Beach, what are your thoughts?
Hi. I just wanted to say that you have some nerve for saying that if you're a Christian, and you're not a Christian if you don't want to date a single mother. A man does not, if you're a Christian, you're not a Christian if you, no, you said you're not a Christian if you don't want to be a stepdad. That's exactly what you said. And you have some a nerve for saying that because a man does not want to be a stepdad because he's fearful or he's scared or, a man doesn't want to be a stepdad because of a disinterest. He's not interested because the kids aren't his. So that's why he doesn't want to be a stepdad. So no one owes a woman and her kids a stepfather. No one owes them anything. So I don't know why you think that or why anybody else thinks that. Because I dated a guy, and he was like, oh, I'm single, no kids. And I was so excited about dating this guy. And then I said, oh, so you live alone? He said, well, my two stepkids live with me. I'm like, what? You're divorced. Why are your stepkids living with you? He said, well, because after they graduated from high school, they moved in with me. I'm like, wait a minute. You've only been married one time, and your ex-wife is on her third husband. But you're still taking care of her kids, and they're out of high school. He said, well, they didn't like they wanted to move in with me. And I'm like, you know what? You're just a resource. That's all you are. You're not a disciplinarian. You're not authoritarian. You're just a resource. That's what a stepfather is. He's a resource for the single mom and for the mom and her needs and her wants or whatever. He's not there to discipline. He's not there to lead. He's just there for his assets and for his fun. And one common theme that all these people are calling in, these proud stepdads, one common theme is that they're all divorced. You know why? Because when you marry a divorced person, you just end up divorced. Because the first marriage, it's going to end in divorce 50%. The second marriage increases. So the second marriage, you have a 60% chance of it ending in divorce. So if you marry, single mom and you become a stepdad, you're going to end up divorced like her. And that's all these men that's calling in, they're all divorced. And the next guy that calls in talking about how great of a stepdad he was or whatever, he's going to be divorced from her because that's what happens. And I just, and I know, and everybody listening knows, that children can be disrespectful and ungrateful to their own biological parent. So what does a step parent think they're signing up for?
So
you're
Kim,
going into a broken home situation.
Kim, stay with me because you're cooking right now, and I love it. I love it. First, let me address what I said. I said it's a contradiction, right? I said if Jesus stands in the gap for you, right, and a stepfather stands in the gap for a missing father, I said it serves as a contradiction to say I don't want to be a stepfather while at the same time being a Christian. That's what I said. Right.
But it's not his children.
I understand.
He has a disinterest. He has a disinterest in that.
Let's share the
There's
time.
Nobody owes her anything.
Kim, let's share the time. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. I don't think it's universal where a man has to be a stepfather, but I said it appears to me to be a contradiction to have a belief system that speaks on standing in the gap and you refuse to if presented with the opportunity. Now, it's certainly your call, right? It's certainly your prerogative. You don't have to do it. But what I am saying is it serves as a contradiction to say, this is my belief system that calls us to stand in the gap. But when the opportunity presents itself, I refuse to do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's some type of that's a feminist type of. I don't know. That's just a feminist type of thing.
No, I don't
you're
think
wrong.
so.
You're a bad person if you
I
don't
didn't say
think
wrong.
Woman
Hold on,
or marry
Kim.
her.
Hold on, Kim. I didn't say wrong or bad. Did I use those adjectives? Did I?
No.
I surely did not. So what I don't want you to do is take my words and frame them in your perspective. That's what I don't want you to do. Now, I'm listening to you, and I'm acknowledging certain aspects of what you're saying to be valid, which you are not affording me the same privilege. So, like I said, I'm pointing out what I believe to be an ideological contradiction. If you believe this way, right, and I'm not saying all men have to do it. I'm saying it's their prerogative.
What if a man wants peace in his home? If he wants peace in his home, bringing in a woman with kids by other men may not bring him a peaceful home.
Then by all means, choose peace, brother. By all means, choose peace. Right? This is me acknowledging your point again. But at the same time, there's a point that is to be made from where I'm coming from. Because we live with these ideological constructs. And I tell people all the time, the idea is a map. It's not the territory. Sometimes you got life planned out the way you want it, and God is laughing at those plans. Sometimes God puts you in a situation that is totally contradictory to how you have it mapped out. Do you agree or disagree with that thought?
Well, yes, I agree with that. But.
Exactly. So, this man might be put in a situation that may force him to do something that he himself might not want to do, but may lead to a higher level of consciousness for him. Now,
so you're saying that you're a hero, that you're encouraging men, you can be a hero to these kids from the broken home if you go in, and that's how it's like a big sacrifice and big reward for him.
I don't know if you're a hero. I don't know if it's about being a hero. It might just be about you growing up, expanding your consciousness, his consciousness. It just might be about that. It might not be about, I'm going to get a payoff one day and I'm going to be seen as a hero. Doesn't mean that. It means I went through this situation and I grew from it. I learned from it. My consciousness expanded from it. I didn't want to go through it. I didn't plan on going through it, but I went through it and got something invaluable from it.
So if a grown man tells you he's intelligent, good job, or whatever, a grown man tells you, I will never become a stepdad, then that's not good? That's not right?
I didn't say it wasn't good or right. It might be good and right for him in that moment. But he may also be faced with a situation that may put him in that situation that he doesn't want, and then it actually turns out to be the best thing he's ever done. Doesn't relationship turn out that way too? If I sit down and query 10 people and say, tell me about the worst relationship you've ever had, 9 times out of 10, those people say what? I learned the most out of those relationships. I learned the most from those relationships. Is that incorrect?
Yes, but I don't
Wait,
see...
hold tight. We got to come forward. Stay with us, Kim. I love talking to you. Huntington Beach is in the building because of Kim. When we come forward, more with me and Kim.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Study reveals barriers to mental health for Black and Latina women in California. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. A poll conducted by Eviteris, sponsored by Black Women Organized for Political Action and Hispanias Organized for Political Equity, found that 77% of some 800 women participants experienced some form of discrimination due to personal characteristics. More than 3 in 5 respondents have had mental health concerns for which they did not seek care. These same women reported often having had negative experiences with providers. 70% of Black women and 54% of Latinas reported racial or ethnic discrimination. Another 59% of Black women and 55% of Latinas report assumptions were made about their income and education levels. 40% of Latinas reported discrimination based on assumptions about their ability to communicate in English, while 28% reported assumptions about their documentation or immigration status. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Congratulations to Trinity in KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Into your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Child Care.
Special Needs Network Incorporated, together with Assembly Member Isaac Bryan, cordially invites you to Christmas Care Exchange in the Park, Sunday, December 18th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Lamert Park, located on 43rd Place in Crenshaw. Experience a day of giving, love, community, and support. There will be celebrity guests, arts and crafts, resource fair, and more. Come take a picture with Santa. Enjoy the DJ. This is a free event open to the public Sunday, December 18th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't miss the Christmas Care Exchange in Lamert Park, located on 43rd Place in Crenshaw. This is the season of giving, and the Special Needs Network, together with Assembly Member Isaac Bryan, wants to bless you Sunday, December 18th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be toys for all kids up to 18 years old. Children must be present. See you Sunday. Thanks to our sponsors, Let's Behold, The Butterfly Effect, and SEIU 721, State Council on Developmental Disabilities, Niagara Water, Lakeshore Learning, Puck Schools, Crystal Stairs, Beach Cities, Beta Gamma Nu, Casa Lopez, and Los Fabulocos.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in by being part of the solution as we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be. We share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours, now through December 20th. All of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Lamert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Voice of Reason is in wrap-up mode. Kim came in here with all the smoke. I love every bit of it. Light it up, Kim. Kim from Huntington Beach, talk to us.
Hi. I have a. Hi.
Hey, Kim, we hear you. We
Hi.
right here. Yes.
Every guy that I've ever known or dated who was a stepfather, it's always ended in divorce. It just wasn't a good story. This one guy, when they tell me, well, I went in and she wouldn't let me she didn't allow me to discipline the kids, and this son had a problem, and this daughter had a problem, this or whatever, and I was trying to fix it. I thought it would work out. I'm like, wait a minute, you can't fix something you didn't create.
Come on, I'm
so
with you.
You go
I'm
into
with
a
you.
broken home situation, and then the kids are going through, changes and teenagers, and I don't care if the kids are adults. It's just adult kids have adult problems. 20, 30, 40 years old, they have adult problems. So anything, once a parent, always a parent. You're just because you're dating someone who might have grown kids or whatever, that doesn't mean, because if your child is going through a crisis, you're going to be there for your child. So it doesn't matter what age they are.
Right.
So when guys, they're kind of surprised when I kind of, I'm not saying, oh, you were so great and such a hero for marrying her single mom and becoming a stepdad, and they're like, they're constantly hearing that from the general public.
Right.
Is saying that because what's happening with our men is that our men are being indoctrinated. The pride and honor is being taken from our men and stripped from our men. Men used to walk around with pride and honor. But now they're told, no, you walk around and you put the woman first, and you cater to the woman, and those, if a woman should be rescued and saved and things like that. But, a man should stand strong to his convictions, and if he should not let anyone bully him or shame him into being a stepdad.
Especially if that's his truth. Now, please understand, maybe you missed certain pieces and portions of the show earlier, but we talked about that. Do you know there are a lot of broken men getting into these situations, which is why they attracted these situations in the first place? How you going to be a congruent man? Congruent means thought, word, deed, and action all in alignment, and then attract this kind of situation. Most men attract a reflection of who and what they are, and vice versa for women. So, again, he found himself in an unfavorable situation. That's because he hadn't done the work on himself. I would never shame a man for not wanting to be a stepfather. Number one, brother, know who you are. If that's not who you are, stand up for who you are. But do you know how many suckers bend the knee just so they don't be lonely or just so they don't lose it? Yes, so it's a lot of weakness out there choosing to be something that they're not congruent with. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, I have to say, I hear
women
talk, but I do not think that women...
Kim, hold tight. We got to go forward. I'm sorry, honey. The next show is on its way in. You should call in tomorrow. I want to talk to you again. Huntington Beach! We appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Danny Morrison and Robin Ayers will keep this fire lit. Oh, my God, it was on fire. When I come forward, you're going to see me tomorrow, but you're going to see them tonight.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A bill ensuring federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages is now the law of the land. President Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act during a ceremony at the White House. WNBA star Brittany Griner